and welcome to Studio
Set
Stage, a weekly podcast with us, Cynthia Mallard
and Marq Dean, where we take you from the studio to the set to the stage
in the world of entertainment.
Hey, all right. We're back at Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq Dean.
Hey there, Marq Dean.
Yes.
And hi to all of you Studio Set Stagers joining us for another brand new episode of what we do.
That's right. Hello, world.
Hello.
Yes.
Gotta say, what's up? Shouts out to all you guys who have found us on all of the podcast platforms, social platforms.
Yes, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Google Play.
Yes. YouTube, like I said, if you're on YouTube, be sure to download and subscribe, guys. We need your subscription so bad. We need your support.
Yes. Follow.
Yeah. I'm not too proud to beg, but don't forget. Like I do Media Mondays tip, right? And I also do a Thespian Thursdays tip. So it's just a couple of tools in media and acting and performance that I give for those of you who are wanting to get into the business, and for those of us who want to continue to stay in the business.
Yes,
too, so.
access. Yes, from the desk of Marq Dean. Those are the definite tools that you can find throughout the week, right before we do the podcast.
That's right. So you're getting so much. Like I said, the podcast as well as weekly tips to help just navigate you in this business. I just wanted to say I am so overjoyed. And we were talking about this off air. There's really nothing else to talk about when we talk about Studio Set Stage this weekend. Big ups to Jordan Peele, writer and director. His new movie, the horror flick,
Us,
is out this weekend.
Yes, Us. I tell you, man, they did the preview Thursday, and they said it was phenomenal. Yes.
I have a couple of friends I know that they have already seen the movie.
Yes.
And I will tell you, across the board, guys, everybody has given him like 90%, 100%. People are leaving the movie like befuddled, don't even know what's going, like what their life is about, like what their mind is about, what their existence is about. So I can't wait to see it. Now, I will preface, before we go into just some of the groundbreaking numbers that this movie is doing, I will tell you that I am not a big, like Marq Dean, I'm not a big horror film flick person. I'm just not. You know, gotcha. I'm very scared. I think I had talked to somebody. I was like, look, every time I watch a scary movie, right, I'm up all night after watching it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm scared the whole night.
Especially the good ones.
Yeah,
the good horror movies, man. You'll be having nightmares for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
afterwards.
you know what? I will tell you, like, I did grow up watching The Shining. You remember that with Jack Nicholson, right? And that's like one of the movies that like haunted me like throughout my entire life, like until my adulthood.
Right.
So yeah, I ain't the person for the horror flicks, but big ups to Jordan Peele.
Yes, Mr. Peele is doing big things. And definitely they say that Us is probably, they say it's going to surpass Get Out.
Yeah.
Which Jordan produced.
And y'all know Get Out was off the chain.
Yeah,
Lord
was
have mercy.
As well,
I did hear that this weekend the movie is expected to gross, possibly opening box office weekend, $60 million. That's American theater. Oh my God, like hats off to him. Of course, the movie is starring our girl Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, of course, Duke. And both of them were lead characters in Black Panther.
Yes.
So it's just so amazing that he got the right people for this movie.
Well, I think it, like you said, it takes on another thing that we haven't seen really in film, and it focuses on that, and normally
on horror.
And it takes the stereotypical view of normally of the people that you normally see in those movies, and it shines another light on that, and it adds another dimension to who we are, because we are in the drama, we are in comedy, but also horror,
and what's interesting is that I was watching him. He was being interviewed, I think, by Variety magazine or the Hollywood Reporter, and he was basically saying that he got the inspiration for Us. If I remember, it comes from, he said, Twilight Zone. So if you're like a big Twilight Zone, yes. Please don't, please. See, I ain't ready. I can't do it. I ain't ready. Okay. But he got the inspiration for Us us from the Twilight Zone series. And I think there's one episode that talks about, I don't know if it's called The Man in the Mirror or Mirror Image or something like that.
Right.
But from what I understand, he did say that the movie deals with duality.
Yes.
So some of you guys, you're not familiar with duality. It's basically the age-old concept, the fight between good and evil.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what you're going to go see.
Right. And when you think about horror, it does go back to that adage, man. All of the good horror movies that are memorable, it deals with, that battle between good versus evil. Yeah. But also some of the other scary things, not to mention gore, blood, but some people, it goes to that extreme. But you also have those that actually gives you something to think about. So
well, I'm gonna tell you also, hats off. I'm just so I'm full because here I am, an African American woman. You're an African American man, and for so long, we had producers and directors, just especially studio set stagers. It's been noted in Hollywood that audiences didn't want to see an all black cast, which we proved them wrong with so many different films, such as Black Panther, of course, most recently.
Right. Well, like I said before, it expands the platform.
If you've got good content, if you got great content, people will come. I don't care if they're black, yellow, green, whatever color they are. If you've got great content about the human condition, this for my performers, for you guys who are out there, people will come. Right. Even if you have great music, whatever it is, it's going to speak to everybody, every gender, every race.
Yeah. It transcends those boundaries. Yeah. So, again, kudos to Jordan Peele.
Are you gonna go see it this weekend?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you're like a horror buff though.
Well, I like horror. I mean, I'm not really up on it as I am like with comedy and certain things like that, action and stuff like that. But I do love a good horror movie, and I think this has all of the elements, all of the good elements, that will make it a great horror.
They say that this Us, and just real quick, I know I'm harping on this, but they say that Us is actually going to be ranked with the classic horror films of all time. Like that's how brilliant and genius this movie is what critics are saying.
Excuse me. Yes, indeed. I think that, like you said, it has all those great elements. Excuse me.
It's okay, we can.
Yes, indeed. It has all of those great elements, which also will make it a cult classic. And the cult classics, when you think about that, those are movies that...
Let's just go back and just delete that. That's okay. We good. We got plenty of time. You need to drink some water?
Yes, indeed, Cynthia. It has all the makings of a cult classic, which I think will transcend for generations to come.
Yeah, like all that, what do you call it? I was about to say, what's the Stephen
King?
Stephen King. I don't know. These Jordan Peele's and Stephen King mind, like, what kind of mind are you thinking? Like, what kind of mind you got when you come to, like, I think about all of the classics that he's had.
Right. Yeah. Pet Sematary and
oh God, and that's a reboot. I think that's Pet Sematary was like a reboot, right? Oh my God, it's crazy. Right. So, but anyway, like I said, you guys go out, check that movie out. I know that, like I said, Marq Dean, you're gonna go. I think I'll have to wait. Because I may have to see it at like 9 o'clock in the morning, like 10 o'clock in the morning. Like as soon as the sun is coming up, maybe I can see it then.
There's plenty of daylight. Right?
Plenty of daylight. So yeah, girl. So yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and I was thinking about the marketing of the film.
Oh my God, it was brilliant, like absolutely genius.
Yes, it was. I mean, how they were talking about where the beginning, it made reference to Michael Jackson's Thriller. And different things like that.
There's a scene in there that actually, she actually, I think, puts on a Michael Jackson shirt or like his jacket, I think it is. And I don't want to give away too much because, we are studio set stage. So we get like privy. I'll be honest with you. We get like some insider info, but we're not going to give it out right now.
Right, we're not. You're going to have to go see it.
See the movie.
But, again, I was really intrigued about how they went about marketing this project. They started, they did the first screening at South by Southwest.
Oh, the music festival.
The music festival.
Okay,
and they have a film festival that's associated.
Yes.
So shout outs to everybody that attended. I know some people that attended South by Southwest, and it's in Austin, Texas. We will be there.
Yeah, Studio Set Stage will be setting up shop eventually.
Best believe it.
Near future, right?
Yes, indeed. And this past week, I had a lot of feedback from students and from people out there that listen to Studio Set Stage. They were asking questions concerning the subject of marketing. They had questions about, some are putting out projects, some are putting out things in music, in multimedia. And it was like, well, look, I'm having some difficulty in getting it out there.
Promoting it, right?
Trying to promote it. Or even, just understanding what goes into the marketing process. So I want to let you guys know, for those that are aspiring, I have some tips for you. Okay? Now, marketing is a set of actions or tactics that you use for product or your service awareness. So you got to understand that there are 4 P's. So I'm letting you guys know right now.
Right.
Take notes. The 4 P's. All right. They make up the marketing mix. The first P is price. The second P is product. The third is place. And the fourth is promotion.
Awesome.
Okay? Now, marketing and promotion are not the same. Promotion is part of the marketing mix.
Wow. Okay. It's basically what brand awareness, right?
Yes. Brand awareness. And it first starts with the conception of the product or the service, and that's the overall thing. You want to bring awareness. So you have to understand what those 4 P's mean and why they are crucial. Okay.
So you have your product, and it's important to know like your audience too, right?
Yes.
So you can have your product and you can have your price and you can have all that and you not know like your target or your audience, and it can fall flat on its face because you got the wrong audience.
Definitely. And that's why you have to set those things up. First with the conception of the product, understanding that, okay, well, who am I trying to target with this product or service? Identifying those things. And then from there, you set up where you have, the price. You got to place value on it. Don't make any sense if you charging, $1,000 for something and somebody else over there is charging $2.
Exactly, for a pencil, like we said.
Right.
You got a pencil and you saying this is the best pencil ever, but it costs $1,000. But you know what? If you feel like it's worth $1,000, then you got to do like your market research, right? Your pencil might be worth $1,000.
Yeah. That's market research.
That's where the research. That's right. That's where the research comes in. Right. So yeah.
Yeah. You will fall flat on your face. So you have to do your research. You have to do diligence in understanding, who will it attract? And who will it be best useful for in terms of the target?
I find it in business. And like I said, we have Studio Set Stage, of course, and we work for lots of corporate companies or whatever. But I do find like lots of entrepreneurs who feel like, I'll get to marketing, I'll get to the promotions like maybe 20 years down the road because it's too expensive.
No, I'm going to tell you that right now. That is a myth.
Okay.
Most of the successful businesses, when you think about the brands that are household brands, say like Coca-Cola, say like McDonald's, they started
Beats by Dre.
They started with the concept of the product first and foremost. And you have to do that.
You mean the actual promotions, the actual marketing, right?
Well, yeah.
Making people aware.
Making the people aware. And like I said, when it comes down to that, when you look at those 4 P's that I mentioned, when you're talking about the product, then you want to look at the placement. Where is it placed? Like, for instance, with us, we just talked about that film. They first did the screening at South by Southwest. It caught the attention of key people saying, oh, man, this needs to go to the masses.
Yeah, because a film festival that's associated with South by Southwest, too. So, it makes sense.
So it started at the film festival. They did the screenings. Key people were there that could help put it out to the masses.
Yes.
So the next step is to put it what? Where? into the movie theaters.
Like we were talking about, you've got this amazing idea, and we know Studio Set Stages. We know, you guys who are listening to us, you're entrepreneurs. Like, you're creating things. Not only are you actors and performers and engineers and musicians and things like that. You're basically an entrepreneur, and you're coming up with ideas. So, if you have like this amazing scooter that's got the built-in headphones, I mean, you're gonna place it, like you said, the placement part of the marketing and promotion strategy. You're going to place it possibly on Revolt,
Yeah, definitely.
To get visibility.
Right. If you're an audio engineer, you're developing headphones, you might want to look at, okay, where can I place this where it catches the attention of the target? Well, you might want to first start at trade shows.
Exactly. Lots of music conferences that are coming through different cities, not just Atlanta, but all over the nation.
Again, like I said, the South by Southwest.
Even in Europe.
Music festival. Worldwide. Things where you can springboard it to the next level.
Wow.
And that's part of that. It's a strategy. It's a method to the madness on that. And when you think about all the major corporations and major entities, some of the largest division of those entities, other companies, are the marketing divisions.
So what we're trying to say is that you cannot forsake the promotions and the marketing.
No,
I know we were talking earlier about, you've heard that, promotions and marketing is very expensive, and it can be. So we're talking about Fortune 500 companies. They got this aerodynamic space, whatever it is. Yeah, it probably does take a big portion of their budget, but you have to budget for that. And if you're just starting out, there are so many very inexpensive ways of promoting and marketing your product, right? So we talk about social media all the time.
Right.
Okay, you've got this idea, or maybe you've got this song or whatever. Just use what you got. Like you got IG, you got Facebook, we got Studio Set Stage. You're probably listening to us on YouTube, Spotify, maybe iTunes,
iHeartRadio.
Right, and that's like free of charge.
Yes. Definitely. I mean, that's what you call guerrilla marketing.
Wow.
Taking tools that you have access to, kind of like that adage taking lemons, like that adage, taking lemons and making lemonade.
Right, exactly.
But you have to understand with promotions.
Yeah.
Promotion can only be successful once you have done the market research and you've done diligence on the product. So, and with that being said, there are a lot of resources out there, like said, tools that you can use.
Lots of apps that makes it easier for you. I'll tell you, even for Studio Set Stage, you guys know about Studio Set Stage because we are using those inexpensive tools to promote and market our podcast, our brand or whatever. Some of you know we're on Facebook, IG, Twitter. You've seen us, Google Play or whatever, and we're continuing. Of course, word of mouth is spreading the Studio Set Stage message.
Word of mouth, guys.
But we are taking advantage of what these tools are offering to promote. So you got to just get in line.
Right. Definitely be aware of the new. But understand, like you said, word of mouth is the oldest form of marketing.
Oh, my God.
And that's tried and true. So you can utilize those things.
Yeah.
And don't put the cart before the horse. Guys, understand that, in that, first, like you said, anything starts with a great idea. But you have to do your research. And you cannot substitute or think that some of these new things and these new platforms will substitute the basis of hard work. That's what it comes down to, guys. So remember that. Identify the target, build the product, concept around that target, research, do your diligence, guys. Do the work. That takes work. It's not difficult. It's not impossible.
Yeah. But you have to stay consistent.
Right. You have to stay consistent.
You know what? I know you say it's not difficult, but you know what? There's a little bit of difficulty in there. There's a little bit of, I think it's more the difficult part is just trying to remain consistent, because I'll tell you, just as host, myself and Marq Dean, there are some days we come into the studio and we're just like, you know what? Oh God. And yes, it's once a week, but you have to be realistic.
Yeah,
but
you do.
It's the consistency. Right now, you may be listening to us and you may have your product or whatever you're trying to do, and you're like, I need to get it out there, whatever, but I don't feel like it. Everybody has those feelings.
Yes, and you have to be patiently consistent as well. Rome wasn't built in a day. So like I said, you can't substitute not doing the work, but you know, if you stay the course, you know, you might hit some roadblocks and different things like that, or whatever. But if you stay the course, you're going to eventually reach your goal. And that's what it's about, guys. And it's about understanding the process. And like I said, with marketing, understand those things. And remember those 4 Ps, guys.
Yeah. And that relates to all business, basically.
Across
so it doesn't
board.
matter what you're doing. You're a gaffer. You got your own gaffing business.
Right.
You know, you transport. Maybe you're in transport. You're helping a lot of these film sets set up. It runs for every single thing: acting, performance, all of it.
Yeah.
Those P's are standard, and they will be here forever.
Right. You know, and like you said, Cynthia, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You know, either it's going to be dealing with the product or the service, you know, and that makes up the bulk of the entertainment industry. There are so many services, man, that are utilized in the entertainment industry
that you know about because they have used the 4P. Okay, and don't think that you know we've been knowing about the 4Ps like forever. We have not, but it's something that we have like educated ourselves on, especially with Studio Set Stage podcast and brand. I just want to say, if you're just joining us, this is Studio Set Stage. I'm your host, Cynthia Mallard,
and I'm Marq Dean,
along with Marq Dean, and just talking. I just wanted. I know this week we've talked about many a thing, but I just had to jump in on this. I know some of you may disagree with me, but I just had to say, Studio Set Stage, we are in support of our fellow host, Wendy Williams, of the Wendy Williams show. And you know what? We consider her a Studio Set Stager in our minds, of course. She is one of the people who have blazed the trails for people who are starting podcasts, who are offering their opinions, who are offering info to people. I mean, she is one of the ones who has done it and who is at the top of her game right now. And we just had to come out. We did talk about it, I think, on IG a little bit, but we just kind of wanted to talk to you Studio Set Stagers and kind of ask your feedback. But, you know, she is dealing with addiction.
Right. Definitely. She recently, this past week, discussed her battle with substance abuse. Yeah. And, you know, she doesn't make it, you know, like this is something that just, you know, came to light. You know, she's been very vocal about it. And, you know, she did say it was a struggle. Yeah. You know, and it's a constant struggle. And that she was living in possibly in a rehab house. Yes. Just to get well, because, I mean, I have not had problems with substance abuse, but I have had friends and family. I think all of us have been touched by this, right? We all have. And it irked my soul, dude. Like it irked my soul to know that people were out here bashing her. And saying, "Oh, that's what she get," or "That's what she deserves," or whatever. And I think one of the things I talked about was, you know, it's entertainment. What Wendy Williams does is entertainment. Like you tune into her show for years, you know, when she was just doing radio, people would tune into her radio show because you just wanted to laugh. Yeah. You wanted to laugh, or you wanted to go, ooh. And you wanted to gossip. No, she did. You know, you wanted that, right? And then, you know, I have to constantly tell people, yo, when she get done talking about whatever she's talking about, this is when she was in radio, and now that she's in television, she go home and curl her hair and talk about washing dishes or what shoes she gonna wear. Like, she turns it off. It's so interesting that we have to remind ourselves, Studio Set Stagers, this is entertainment. It's entertainment. This is entertainment. And you have to understand there are boundaries. And then some people say, well, you know, she talked about this and talked about that. But you know what? Her talking and what she says is connected to her money. The way she makes a living. And that's the illusion of it. You know, it's definitely, people like to live vicariously through personalities and superstars and movie stars and just of all those things, and that goes to the lifestyle and different things of that nature. But you know, sometimes in that, people fall in love and they feel like they know the person because of the position or the facade.
And sometimes they think that's you.
And
if they hear it coming out of your mouth.
You're just a human being. You're a human being.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
And what people also forget is that she's a mother. She's a wife.
Right.
Can you imagine what this right here, the kind of toll is taken upon her children, her child, her son, and her husband. Right. So you don't wish any ill will, especially with us in this business, especially towards someone like her who has beaten the odds.
Yeah,
she really has beaten the odds. I mean, if you go back and you Google Wendy Williams, you will see her days at Hot 97. Like you got to respect, all the things that she has overcome and to still be here.
Yeah. You might not like her.
Yeah. You don't have to like her.
Watch her, but you have to respect.
Oh, no, they watching her.
In terms of, the rating show. That, right.
Yeah, they watching.
But, you have to respect, her journey. And everybody in this thing, like I said before, and I've said it, a lot of people, they see the end result in this thing, but they don't realize how long the length was in terms of getting in that position.
Well, I know that they were talking about, and I know some of you studio set stagers know also, they were saying that, the only reason why she came out and admitted that she was in the rehab center or living there was because someone, possibly TMZ, had the jump and they were going to spill the beans or whatever, and that she did it first. You know what I said? Who cares? It's her life. Right. You know what? And I feel like kudos to Wendy Williams because she got out here before them. Hello?
Yeah,
she got out there. She beat them to the punch, and that's what experience. That is what experience at Studio Set Stage does for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to know that this thing is not for the faint. This thing we call entertainment, the industry, is not for the faint, and you have to know what comes with that. And when you're in that position, you have to be prepared, to deal with those things accordingly. Because life can get in the way, of what you're doing. And actually, it becomes ingrained in part of your lifestyle. And you have to know how to balance it. And, you have to make sure that you prioritize the right things.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything she's in. I don't want people to think, I'm just her, bestie or whatever. No, lots of things I don't agree with that she has said, but I also know how to decipher, this is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep it moving. But there are people out here, and some of us studio set stagers, who don't know when to stop. When does the entertainment stop, and when does the reality pick up? I'll tell you, the reality picks up when she admits that she is in a rehab house and is affecting her entire family. That is reality.
Right, and we spoke about that last week. I remember you was talking about that, when we were dealing with the trollers and all of those things. And you have to understand, there's a boundary. And we just have to know that, there's a line that you can cross. And I know they say there's no honor.
She's pushed.
There's no honor amongst thieves in this.
Yeah, she's pushed the line. She's pushed it, and she pushes it, like I said, over the edge until it's dead. Which is why. But she does that because that money is attached to that, and that is how she rose to fame. Amongst other things too. So anyway, I'm a female host. She's a female host. Yes, I support her. You guys can definitely, like I said, hit us back. Give us feedback on this episode, right?
Yes, we love your feedback, and we thank you guys for reaching out to us, like I said, and basically, on that feedback, we respond and we shape, the things that I think will be beneficial for you guys to hear.
Right. So whatever you want to hear us talk about, you know what? You can actually just send us a question or whatever. It's not guaranteed that we're going to address it, but we will put it in our coffers, okay? And mull it over and see how it relates to a larger audience.
Right. Yes, indeed, man. Shoot it to studiosetstage@gmail.com.
Studiosetstage@gmail.com. Don't be talking about y'all don't know how to get in contact with us.
That's right.
Because we just told you, studiosetstage@gmail.com. If it's something really big. And then, of course, you can reach us on all social media platforms.
Yes, IG, Facebook, Twitter.
At Studio Set Stage.
At Studio Set Stage.
And don't forget, y'all follow, subscribe, download where you can. Our podcast, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, of course, Google Play.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget, I'm Marq Dean.
And I'm Cynthia Mallard. Join us next week.